My first question is, when I say black man, what is the first word that comes to mind?
Black.
Change.
Selfish.
It's dangerous.
Strong. Father.
My support system.
Me.
Barack Obama.
God, because he's the creator, and when I think about man being created and where he was created at, it was in Africa, and I think of a black man.
What comes to mind when you think of black men?
I think of strength and influence.
Tend to be, what's the word? Suave, cool.
Struggle. Long history of struggle. Identity. Perseverance.
A really built, strong guy.
Just struggle.
Being beat through slavery.
Need to be more dependable.
Misinformed.
Myself.
So why do you think these are some of the initial reactions from individuals?
Now I don't know if I can speak for them. I think everybody goes by what they observe themselves. Mm-hmm. And so in my mind, I said hardworking because that's what I see of the black men in my life, the black men that I come across. Maybe achievement might have been another word that I would have used, because I think about the men I know all work. They work hard for their families, for their fortunes, and the men I know have achieved as high as you can go in their particular field. So educational, speaking with regard to education, with regard to their careers, their up and comers, and that sort of thing. I think about my own family members, even if they haven't achieved so much educationally. They're the hardest working people I know. They'll work their jobs. They'll coach young people. They'll volunteer at the church and with civic organizations and things like that.
So these are all the experiences that you've seen yourself. So from the answers that we've received from other individuals, do you think that that's the same reason? That's the same logic behind their initial answers?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, people will respond. Will respond according to what they observe and what they see, and so it becomes dangerous in that way, because if I look to TV for a response like that, then I have a certain image of a black man. If I look to maybe even the newspaper, then I have a certain image of the black man that way.
Would you expect a black man to have a career or a job?
I would expect them to have a job.
A job?
Depends on what's important to him. They can have careers, they can have jobs. It's up to the individual.
Both.
I expect for them to have both.
A job.
Career.
I say both.
You say both?
I would say probably a job, because most of the ones I know work a job and just survive.
Well, the black men that have been in my life, that have been influential in my life, have careers. And I would expect a black man, if he doesn't have a career, I expect him to be employed, because I don't know, I just generally have high expectations for myself as a black man and other black men, especially black men that have families. I assume you are contributing to the well-being of your family somehow, some way. And so yeah, I definitely expect black men. If it's not a career, I assume and expect that you are taking care of yourself and your family in some way.
How do you expect a black man to dress then?
According to what he's doing.
According to what he's doing?
Yeah.
That depends on what form of black man I'm thinking about. If I'm thinking about the ones that are going to do a rap video, I'm expecting sagging pants and big t-shirts. Or the ones that are going to an interview, I feel like they know how to put on some nice pair of slacks and a button-up.
Oversized clothes, chains, grills, cornrows or braids.
I guess according to whatever swag they got.
Casual, thuggish. Pants
Casual with a little
sagging.
thuggish.
Yeah, pants sagging.
So you don't automatically expect this thuggish gangster type of style from the general black man at all?
No, that's ignorant. That's very ignorant. I think they're black men have several different roles and features, and they operate in several different environments. So to expect a black man to always have a hoodie on and sagging jeans, that's ignorant. Like, just look at, I mean, but we have several examples of that to be that should deflect people's mindset from that, because I mean, you could just look at our president or several other people. Like, of course that's not what black men, all black men, look like.
Okay, how do I expect a black man to dress? In clothes. Yeah, and that's it.
Okay, do you think black men are unique?
Absolutely.
So you think they're no different from other men?
Well, I think we are possessed with certain things that we are born with that's not necessarily handed down through genes, just in our makeup. As black men, we possess with certain skills, a certain mindset, a certain adaptability, where our white counterpart, when a crisis or if they go and gamble their life savings away on a boat, heaven forbid, they killing themselves. The black man gonna find a way to make it up.
Why so?
We overcome a lot of stuff, or we have ancestors now overcome a lot more obstacles than most other races have had to overcome.
Like strong.
So they're no different from black men. I mean, from any other man.
No.
Hard work.
Yeah, they are hard workers.
Black men are unique in the way that they carry themselves, the way that they dress, the way that they think. I think the black male perspective is definitely different from the normal perspective in this country and throughout the world.
Absolutely.
Why?
God's creation.
So they're no different from any other man?
All men are different, but we're all equal in some aspect.
What aspects you think?
That we breathe the same air, that we bleed the same blood.
Same, okay. Can you describe images of black men depicted in media? Or film or newspaper?
Can I describe it?
Images of black men depicted.
Media's portrayal isn't very accurate for my personal life and the people I surround myself with. However, I have seen many black males who have been influenced by the media and do give off that image.
A lot of the TV shows that people watch, which are really funny, which are intended to be really funny, like South Park, Family Guy, they use African Americans as the butt of these jokes to perpetuate some stereotypes. And you also see it in movies, because you see one movie, who's going to die first? The black man. And that's just basically a given in a lot of movies.
Really baggy clothes, lots of chains, and like an attitude, they've got their head tilted back, like they're looking down at you.
We depict it positively sometimes in the media, but the majority of times I feel like black men aren't depicted in a positive light. And I guess my reasoning behind that would be, or my proof behind that would be, the way they depict us in a lot of movies, the way that they depict us in rappers and music, just the way that they portray us on TV in general itself. It's not, the majority of the time, it's not always in a positive light. It's always in a negative light. To the average person who's never encountered a black person, if they just strictly, I guess, base their, identity of an African American based on what they see on TV, then I believe that it wouldn't be a positive thing. Based upon what they see on TV, I believe that most white people would think that all black men may be a rapper or an athlete or ignorant or not articulate or have baby mothers or social issues going on. But the majority of people, that's not necessarily the case. But I believe like I say, the majority of the time they depict us as being something negative rather than positive.
So how does media's portrayal of black men match up with your own personal experiences?
It's some truth to it. You know, it's about, I would say, 60-40.
60-40.
Yeah.
60
probably being
true.
Being true.
Yeah.
There you go.
As you're talking, all I'm thinking is, as far as positive role models, is sports and hip hop music. I'm searching my mind for what great black writers or producers or business. I don't know any right now that I can, just off the, I can't think of a Donald Trump or a black entrepreneur right now that I can just, say Donald Trump's name
and
in a black vein.
And it's not like they're not out there. It's just the fact that they don't portray it in the media.
And that's a good.
They tell us that the way that we see it, the only way that we can become successful being an African American is that we have to have a basketball in our hand, or be a rapper, or be lyrical or something. And that's not always the case. We got people that's actually go to college or go to the military, make something better of themselves.
We'll talk.
And go out and be successful in the real world.
Okay. How would you describe black male identity?
Which one, the good or the bad?
Just resilient, man.
Black male identity is very subjective to that male himself. He has the power and he has the power to depict himself however he wants to. He can be the powerful black male who's intelligent and ready to educate others, or he can be the male who's not doing anything with himself. It all depends on how he sees himself and how he wants other people to see him.
Baby.
It's whoever's judging that. For me, it's about the family.
Mm-hmm.
It's about, for me, I'm just talking on.
Yeah, for you. These are all questions
for me,
just from you.
Family. It's about friends. It's about my career and the opportunities that I want for myself.
Okay. Has that identity, that black male identity, changed over time? Like, say from, I guess, grade school until now, or even further, like say within like the last decade.
Yeah, you should always be changing and evolving. Nothing should remain the same. So for me personally, yeah, it's changed.
How so? What's the biggest change
I mean, it's growth. It's maturity for one. Your geographical landscape change, your financial landscape change, your family landscape change.
From the media, it's the outlook that I don't see. It's a way negative one. It's either a black man is either gonna sell drugs, or he's gonna be in some type of government program or something like that.
Or paying child support.
Right.
Locked up for nonviolent crimes for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Where you got guys out here, other races, can be raping kids, killing people, and stealing millions and millions of dollars from banks and go to a Fed and be out in 3 years. But you got a nonviolent crime and a black man, he locked up for 15 and 30. We lost our identity, man. That's where we're struggling right now. We done lost it. All right, in our youth, we done lost it. We're trying to figure out where we belong, where we fit in. That's why we grab on anything. So our kids just grab hold of anything now. They have identity problems.
We've been stolen from our freaking
Right.
culture.
We don't have nowhere. We don't have no place identified. It's been stolen from us. And our young generation right now is being led by whatever they see, whatever look good at the time. It's not anything solid. So,
and I think, I guess just to back you up on that, a black person's identity, a black male identity, is, to me, can be structured in the way that it's supposed to be, with two parents in the home. That means one father and one mother.
make them real strong parents.
That's
Not
right.
just a
Real
mom and dad,
strong parents that are active in their life, active in their future, and are setting an example first of all.
Right. Example setters. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Going to work, God-fearing parents, not just parents that's the mama going to work and the daddy at home on PlayStation, and he ain't got no job because he got to pick his daughter up off the bus stop. No, that ain't it. So when we lose the dynamic of the father figure in the home, that changes our identity, because what we identify with is the culture, whether it's hip hop, whether it's violence in the neighborhood, whether it's if it's some gays and lesbians. You fall into whatever your influence, whatever your level of influence is. that determines
You're right. If it's TV,
your identity.
Music.
I guess because I can only speak from the 70s to now.
Okay.
So just from me walking around, seeing what I see. When I was coming up, black men were head of the house.
Yeah.
Real clean cut.
Yeah.
Neat guys. Polite guys.
Yeah.
More family oriented. And now they're not as much as they used to be.
Right.
It's more of I don't know, metro. I can't put a stamp on what we are doing right now.
Well, it's just like Mark said. First of all, we done lost our identity. And I believe a big of the reason why we lost our identity, lack of father figures in the home.
break down the family.
And the family, so that's the whole family structure right there. So now your mind is, you raise up how you see. Your mom was raised in the home, the dad is either junkie in jail or absent by whatever way it is. Your father could be there and be a drug addict or a dope fiend.
He's not a strong figure.
And not that strong figure. So guess what? He just there.
I think black male identity is a controversial topic. I think it's a difficult topic. It's very complex. I think that it's defined by yourself. It's defined by your environment. It's multifaceted, as they would say. I think that parts of it you have to reject, parts of it you need to accept, parts of it you need to be very proud of. I think that there are parts of black male identity that tend to get black men in trouble, tend to put them at a disadvantage, and then I think there's parts of black male identity that I don't think we fully accept, and we should accept because it gives us an advantage, and it's things that we should be very proud of. I think that black male identity is something that you also need to define for yourself. I think that the society places certain constraints on black men and what they can do, what they cannot do, and what's expected of them. And then sometimes I think some of these things you just need to reject. But I mean, that takes an introspective person to define those things for themselves. I think that, if the society's view of a black man is basketball, football, a thug, a hothead, uneducated, well, clearly there are several other examples that push against that. It's just prevalent, the fact that a black kid who it has his pants up and is not sagging or is reading a book, like we call that acting white in some areas of our community, and that's really unfortunate because that kid is doing everything he should do to move himself out of his conditions as a black male and to achieve, and that's unfortunate. I think there's young black men like that who need support in pushing back against people who say things like that.
Now, you headed the class, the inaugural class for Black Male Identity. What was your original intentions for this project?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. My answer was, I just wanted to confuse people. That's all. Is I wanted to confuse these young men to the point where they understood that black male identity was a very complex, a very intricate, a very difficult thing to understand. I wanted to get away from the facile notions of what a black man is, what a black male is. When I speak about those facile notions, I just look to TV. And that's what I mean by it's easy to if I don't know black men and I look at TV, then I have it all wrapped up. But the problem is I wanted to get I wanted to get a group of young people, hopefully some young men, but for sure young people, to show them the diversity that exists within black manhood. And so we've done wonderfully well in our class, wonderfully well. We have Christians and non-Christians, Christians, Muslims. We have straight and gay. We have those who were born in urban areas and born and reared in urban areas, and those who were born and reared in suburban areas and that sort of thing. People from different parts of the country. I couldn't have done any better. People who are non-traditional students, you could call it. And so, and these men happen to be black and brown, and I'm very proud of that.